Oh my god. I don't know if I deserve to be here. What kind of channel is this? What happened past week with the Mike Torrano model? Sorry guys and girls. As many of you write immediately, I was mentioning in the video that oh, Mike Torrano was using the SD10 from Bakery and blah 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 blah. It's curious the comparison. Okay, it was the SD4. As many of you immediately write me, send me messages or comments on the video. So I'm so sorry. How dare I? What kind of channel is this? So it was an SD4, which makes total sense because it's pretty similar to this current signature model. And that's it. That's all I can say. So I promise it'll never happen again. Sure. Okay, Albert Iglesias, Drumsticks on the channel, a different pair of drumsticks every week. So this week I'm attending a request from a guy called José Ángel Sánchez that asked me to test this model from Balbex, okay, which is the G5B, and it's for Balbex. This. Okay, let's start. Well, first of all, this company Balbex is a company from the Czech Republic. It's here in Europe. It's kind of known now in Spain. Many players are using them. They have entered in the market. I don't know, maybe 4 years ago or something like that, or less even. But many guys are using now this company or these drumsticks. So we are facing a standard 5B model, which is the model that José Ángel told me that he's using currently. So when this happens, I'm kind of in a strange situation for me. First of all, as you know, I don't have any affiliation with any company. I'm not a endorser or something like that. You know that Vincent has an amazing detail with me in the past and sent me a lot of models to test and all that, and really appreciate that. But anyway, I'm not selling anything. So the thing is, when I have this kind of standard model, I'm usually not sure if I'm going to be able to say something special about it. I mean, it's a 5B, so I always had the fear that, okay, my review is this is a standard 5B. Okay, goodbye. See you next week. So the thing for me is that I try to find a way to give you something more. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to explain a little bit about the company. Well, first of all, I think it's better if we can have a look at the drumsticks, so you can see that it's just the regular 5B with standard shape and all that. Okay, so here you have the picture. Cool. 5B, as I was saying. I'm going to explain some kind of things about the company Balbex. You can find all that information in the webpage of the company. They have a lot of information about the processes and the materials and all. So, okay, mainly they work with two kind of wood. One is hickory, American hickory, of course. As I think probably all companies are working with that. But they also work with another kind of wood, which is hornbeam, which was completely unknown for me, honestly. And it's from Europe. They get that wood from Europe, and I think they use that for kind of they have two. I would say they have the premium or super cool drumsticks, and then they have another line which is cheaper and. Okay, I think all companies have that, or well, the most important companies have that. Many have that variation, and sometimes it's important to say that it's not that they have. Well, sometimes they have different boots and all that, but the main thing is usually the process. I mean, the cheaper drumsticks maybe that are not so well paired, maybe I don't know. They are not twisted, but they can be perfectly straight. Some kind of things that they realize when they are, in fact, in many cases, it's the same process, but when they are in the last steps, they are doing all that quality assurance or quality processes, and they realize, okay, if one drumstick doesn't match with all the requirements they have, then they decide, okay, instead of throw this away, we are gonna sell it. They're going to be cheaper. So, and I think it's cool to have a chance to get that. So, but you can expect the same quality that you're going to spend with a regular or premium or first line. Okay. So they have these both lines too. And another curious thing is they have about the finish they apply to the drumstick. They have well, in most cases they have two layers or two finish. The first one they apply a first layer to durability, you know, harden the wood, all that kind of. It's more for the wood, and the second layer they have is for the grip. So you can improve the grip and all that stuff. Apart from that, they have other variations that where they have well, the part that you are holding with your hand, it's natural. It doesn't have finish, so it's better. As you know, it's better when. Well, I don't know if you know that, but it should you should know that. It's better about the finish. It's better if your hand has a tendency to sweat a lot. It's better if the drumstick doesn't have any finish. It's natural because of that, because the combination of your sweat with a natural finish is going to you're gonna get a better grip in that case. And exactly the opposite. If you have dry hands, it's better if you have more dense finish or lacquer or wax or whatever, because the combination is going to work better. In fact, this year Big Fruit is releasing that. It has these two kind of finish in many of the common models, a natural one and a more dense one. So you can even select that, which I think is awesome. And that's it about Balbex. I think you can check that information on the web. Nothing about sizes, standard 5B. No. So what I've been trying to do, I think that where I can give you more information, it's I decided to compare this with another two models of 5B from the main companies I use or know or all that, which is Vincent and Big Firth. So I have a 5B from Vincent and a 5B from Big Firth. What I've done is not only play with this, but compare with these other two. Why? Because otherwise I'm gonna say, okay, pretty good 5B, goodbye. And I think in this case I can give you some details about the specific model. Okay, let me start with something. All companies on this level, okay, I think they make good drumsticks. Okay, I mean, you're never gonna hear me say, no, this company is not good, it's not making good drumsticks. They have a lot of studied processes. I mean, they work. I mean, it's a good drumstick. If you get a pair of 5B in this case from Vader, Vincent, Big Firth, ProMark, blah blah blah, whatever, it's going to be a good drumstick. Okay, so let's just start being honest about that. So it doesn't make any sense that I say, no, this 5B from Vader, it's way better than this other one. No way, man. They are good drumsticks. It's up to you. The great thing is that even this 5B, they all have their own differences. They have maybe different shape, a little bit. Maybe you have I don't know, it's longer. Maybe it's a little bit thinner. Maybe it's a little bit thicker. Whatever. That's the thing you have to realize. The grip is different. The finish is different. But it's kind of the same idea. It's a good drumstick. They are well paired. So I think the most important thing when we talk about companies, of course there are different companies in level and price, but once we are in that kind of level, you can expect a good drumstick. So it's up to you to test different companies to see if that differences that they have fits better for you, for the way you play, for your for how you are physically, for I don't know. So that's pretty important to realize. Okay, so that's anytime you ask me to try a model, I can tell you no, this is bad. No, we have. I remember with the Hara model, we have just small things. It was a pretty new company with. You can compare that company with Big Firth. That makes no sense. So that's for me the key point, to the starting point. Okay, so that's why I think it's more interesting if I compare this with these other typical models and see if there's any difference of if okay, what can you expect from Balbex if when we talk about the standard 5B. It's like the rest. It has any kind of different. That's for me. That's the value I would love to give you. Not saying buy this company because it's way better. Okay, that's not the thing. So sorry for that. About the drumsticks, what can I say? Okay, if we put these three together here. First thing I can tell you is that the Vincent, okay, this is I'm gonna try to put this to the other side. I don't know if you see this, but this is the Vincent. The Vincent model is a little bit longer, okay, as you can see. It's just a little bit, but a little bit longer. Put these three together. In fact, I would say that the Vincent is a little bit longer than the Balbex and then Big Firth, okay? But between Balbex and Big Firth, it's not too much. It could be even be a question of this particular drumsticks, but it's just a little bit. Vincent is it's more noticeable. Okay, you can realize that it's a little bit longer. Okay, so first thing that we can see, three 5Bs from three different marks. One is longer. Well, they're not exactly the same length. It is wrong, it's bad? No, it's up to you. If you prefer a little bit longer drumsticks, cool, Vincent is the way to go for you. If you prefer shorter drumsticks, then Big Firth or Balbex is gonna fit better. Cool. But that's one thing, okay? But what I would say is, after doing all the tests and blah blah blah, is Balbex is more similar to Big Firth in shape, okay? It's kind of the same idea. If we put these two together, kind of the same length. But just two comments I can say is, Balbex has the tip, it's a little bit thinner and longer. Not too much, but just a little bit, but that's something that you can see. I don't know if you can see, they're pretty similar, but it's this one is a little bit thinner and thinner, especially here at the bottom, okay? And just a little bit longer. And about the taper, they are more or less the same taper, but the Balbex has the neck of the Balbex, it's a little bit thicker. So it's different because, of course, even they have the same length of taper, more or less. In this case, you have thinner neck, so the way it decreases is different. The angle is different. Okay, that's the main difference between these two. So what does it mean? As you know, if the taper the neck is thinner, so you have less material here. You can notice that if you touch it with your hand, this has less material. So the Big Firth model is going to have a little bit of better rebound and a little bit less control. Not too much. It's not because not a huge difference, but you're going to realize that when you play with one and the other one, if you pay attention to that, you're going to realize that. Not a huge difference in tip about the sound, more or less the same sound. Maybe the Balbex has the tip, it's more flat on the side, so you can have maybe more contact here. Just a little bit, not too much. I mean, honestly, not a huge difference in sound. Okay. But that changes completely when we talk about comparing Big Firth with Balbex. In this case, it's pretty appreciable that two things. This is Vincent. Vincent has shorter tip and fatter tip, and the neck is way thicker than this one too. So it's like the next step, okay? And so more neck happens the same, kind of the same taper in length, but in this case the crease is way better. It's the angle here it's more pronounced than this one. So we have more material here again, fatter tip. What does it mean? More power. You can realize that immediately if you play the Vincent. Has more power, more tendency to go forward, fatter sound, the cymbals open more, and all that stuff. Okay, so it's kind of, we have the 3 steps. Okay, if we talk about this, and that's the great thing about this. I mean, again, it's bad. No, this is better than this one. No way. It's up to you. If you like 5B, but you play hard styles or something that you need a little bit extra power, Vincent is gonna fit better because you have that. You have more material here, and it's gonna go. It's gonna help you more with that. On the other side, if you play fusion, but you like 5B, and you didn't know, but I prefer to have more control, more the cymbals to have a little more definition and all that, then Balbex or Big Field is gonna feel better, because of that, because of the taper and the neck. So I think that's what I was talking about. Just you need to have a look at different companies, and maybe if you are in a shop and get a pair of I don't know, Vincent, get a pair of Vader, get a pair of Balbex, and you put all this together, and with all this freak thing that we are doing here, at least you know what you can expect. Okay, maybe then you try out a pair of Balbex and say no, it doesn't fit for me because I don't know. But at least when you are looking at a pair of drumsticks, you can have an idea of what kind of response you're gonna get, if it's better, you can compare with other model and all that things. Okay, just to end up about the finish, I would say it's more well, in my case, honestly, I think it still feels better in my hands. I prefer the Vincent wax. Just for me, it's my case. It's what I prefer, or at least what works better for now. But it's not bad. I think it's a good finish. It's pretty natural. I mean, you can notice it's easy to feel the wood in your hands. Not too dense, not for sure. I would say that it's less dense than the Big Fish. In fact, it's one of the that's one of the things. Maybe if you have sweat hands, but you like natural, maybe natural is too much. Maybe you don't sweat a lot. It's just more humidity and all that stuff. So maybe Balbex fits better in that case. Another thing to pay attention. But I would say that it's less dense. That in the case of Balbex is the Vincent, it's the feeling is different because of the wax. I don't know honestly what they apply the rest, but the feeling here is softer. It's curious because Vincent, it feels for me, it feels kind of even slippery the first day, but once I play for 1-2 days, it's adapted really well to my hand. But it's my case. Maybe this won't work in your case and you prefer this. It's all I can say. Okay, I hope you like it. José Ángel, I hope you like it, and I hope it helps, and at least you have an idea of how to compare Balbex or this model with other options. Okay, but it's a good exercise you can do when you go to a shop and you get your favorite pair and say, okay, I'm going to get a pair of these other two match. See if I can see the difference, or you can try there at the shop and see if you realize that. In this case with Vincent and Balbex, you're gonna notice really easy. The sound in a pad, pretty easy to realize. And for the next week, okay, you know we have this extra grip series when we are testing different solutions from the companies, and I realized that okay, I'm always trying rubber things and all that stuff. But what happens with the other people? The people that need an extra grip, but on the opposite side, when they have sweat hands, and that's what we're talking about. You know, you have an option with the Balbex, but in this case, I'm gonna try this model from ProMark that they call the natural fin. What happens is it doesn't have any finish. It's wood. You can notice the wood, and you can see it's pretty clear. No time. I mean, it's natural. So I'm going to use this for this week. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't have sweat hands. So it's also a good exercise to see what happens when. Maybe it's a way to practice. Cool. Let's talk about this part. But it's a way to practice how to play when you're having trouble, when you have problems with this, when the drumstick are, you know, going out, you feel slippery from your hands. Okay, so you know, see you in 7 days. Don't forget to practice, and of course, don't forget to try more stuff. Okay, and let me know what do you think, blah blah blah, as always. Okay, have a nice week. Goodbye.